My name is Alaron. I'm 32 years old. I run a digital marketing agency in downtown Seattle. Nothing fancy, just me, two freelancers, and a small office that smells like coffee and printer ink. I built this business from scratch. 7 years of late nights and rejection emails. But now, we're stable, growing. I needed help. That's when Elysia walked in. She was 26. Dark hair pulled back tight, sharp eyes, professional smile. Her resume was perfect. Too perfect, maybe. But I was drowning in work. I needed someone fast. I really admire what you've built here, she said during the interview. Her voice was soft, confident. She leaned forward slightly. I want to learn from someone like you. I hired her on the spot. The first month was smooth. She organized my chaos, answered emails I'd been avoiding for weeks, brought me coffee exactly how I liked it. Black, no sugar. She remembered everything. You're a lifesaver, I told her one Friday evening. She smiled. I'm just doing my job, Alarin. But sometimes I'd catch her watching me. Not in a creepy way, just observing. Like she was studying something? I didn't think much of it. My girlfriend Clara noticed, though. Your new assistant seems really into her work, she said one night over dinner. That's a good thing, right? Clara shrugged. Just saying, she texts you a lot. Work stuff, I said. But even I knew it was more than usual. But then, small things started to change. It started with the texts. Elysia began messaging me at night. Quick question about the Johnson account. Then another. Sorry, one more thing. Always professional, always necessary, but always late. Then she started dressing differently. Tighter blouses, skirts that ended just above the knee. She'd lean over my desk to show me something on her laptop. I could smell her perfume. Something floral. Expensive. I tried to ignore it. One evening, she stayed late. Everyone else had gone home. We were alone in the office. The city lights flickered through the alt windows. Alaron, can I ask you something personal? She said, standing in my doorway. I looked up from my screen. Sure. Are you happy? The question hit me weird. What do you mean? With Clara, are you happy with her? I felt my chest tighten. That's kind of inappropriate, Elysia. She smiled, stepped closer. I'm just curious. You never seem excited when she calls. I think you should go home, I said. My voice was firm, but my heart was pounding. She nodded, left without another word. That night, Clara called. We need to talk, she said. Her voice was cold. My stomach dropped. About what? About your assistant. She'd seen something, a message. Elysia had sent me a photo earlier that day, a work document, nothing weird, but the caption said, Hope this makes your day better. I explained it, over and over. But Clara wasn't convinced. She's into you, Alaron, and you're letting it happen. We fought, badly. She hung up on me. I didn't sleep that night. The next morning, Elysia acted like nothing happened. Bright smile, coffee ready. But when she handed it to me, her fingers brushed mine. Held a second too long. Everything okay? She asked innocently. I pulled my hand back. We need boundaries, I said. Boundaries? She tilted her head. I'm just being helpful. You're being too helpful. Her smile faded. You know, most bosses would appreciate what I do. I do appreciate it, but this, I gestured vaguely, this needs to stop. She left my office without a word. For a week she was cold, professional but distant. I thought maybe I'd overreacted. Then I found the folder. I was looking for a client file on the shared drive. Clicked the wrong folder. Saw my name. Alaron. Personal. My blood went cold. Inside were photos of me, leaving my apartment, at the coffee shop, walking Clara to her car. Dozens of them. Time-stamped. Some from before Elysia even applied for the job. There were notes, too. About my schedule, my habits, my relationship problems with Clara. Things I'd never told her. And then I saw it. A document titled Plan. I opened it. My hands were shaking. Phase 1, get hired. Gain trust. Phase 2, create dependency. Become indispensable. Phase 3, introduce doubt in existing relationship. Phase 4? I stopped reading. Felt sick. Who was this woman? I confronted her the next day, showed her the folder on my laptop. Her face didn't change. No shock, no guilt, just calm. You weren't supposed to find that yet, she said quietly. Yet? What the hell, Elysia? She sat down across from me, crossed her legs. Do you remember a woman named Sarah Novak? The name hit me like a truck. Sarah, 7 years ago. Before the business, before everything. What about her? I said carefully. She was my sister. The room started spinning. Sarah. We'd dated briefly in college. It ended badly. I was young, stupid. I'd cheated on her at a party. She found out, confronted me. I'd lied. Made her feel crazy. Gaslit her until she believed it was her fault. She transferred schools. I never saw her again. Your sister? My voice cracked. Elysia's eyes were hard now. She never recovered from what you did. Spent years in therapy. Trust issues, depression. She tried to kill herself twice. My chest felt hollow. I didn't know, I whispered. You didn't care, she said. But they made one mistake. They thought I was broken. I sat in my apartment that night, lights off, staring at nothing. Elysia was Sarah's sister. She'd infiltrated my life, documented everything. And I had no idea what she was planning next. But I wasn't going to just wait. I called my lawyer friend, Marcus, explained everything without names. What are my options? Restraining order, police report, fire her immediately, he said. Document everything. But something stopped me. Guilt, maybe. What I'd done to Sarah was real. Young or not, I'd destroyed someone. Still, Elysia had crossed lines. Big ones. This wasn't justice, it was obsession. I needed to understand her plan before I acted. So I played along. The next day at work, I acted normal. Elysia seemed surprised. She'd probably expected me to fire her. Instead, I pretended I was shaken, sympathetic. I'm sorry about Sarah, I said during lunch. I was a different person back then. She studied me. Are you, though? I'd like to think so. She softened slightly. Maybe you are. That's when I planted the bait. You know, Clara and I broke up last night. For good this time. It was a lie. Clara and I were on thin ice, but not done. Elysia's eyes lit up. Just for a second, but I saw it. I'm sorry to hear that, she said. But she wasn't, not at all. It's probably for the best, I continued. I've been thinking, maybe I've been focused on the wrong things, wrong people. I let that hang in the air. She took the bait. Sometimes we don't see what's right in front of us. Over the next week, I let her get closer. Let her think she was winning. She started touching my arm during conversations, laughing at my jokes, staying later. But I was documenting everything. Photos, screenshots, voice recordings. I built my own folder, called it Elysia Evidence. Then I made my move. I hired a private investigator. Not for Elysia, for Sarah. I needed to know the truth, all of it. The report came back 3 days later. And it changed everything. Sarah Novak was alive, married, living in Portland. She ran a successful bakery, had a daughter. By all accounts, she was happy. I called her, hands shaking. She answered on the third ring. Hello? Sarah, this is Alaron. Silence, long, painful. Why are you calling me? Her voice was cold but controlled. I need to ask you something. Do you have a sister named Elysia? Another pause. No, I'm an only child. My blood turned to ice. Are you sure? Dark hair, mid-20s, says, I don't have a sister, Alaron. I don't know who told you that. We talked for 10 more minutes. She confirmed I'd been a terrible boyfriend. But she'd moved on, healed, built a life. I'm not saying what you did was okay, she said. But I'm past it. Whoever is pretending to be my sister, that's disturbing. I thanked her, apologized again. Hung up. Elysia had lied about everything. I went to the office early the next morning, checked her employment records, background check, social security number, all fake. Professional fakes, but fake. Her real name wasn't even Elysia. I felt cold, calculated. For the first time in weeks, I was in control. I set up a meeting, just me and her. Conference room, locked door. She walked in smiling, probably thought this was it, the moment she'd been working toward. I slid a folder across the table. She opened it. Inside, her fake documents. Photos of her following me, screenshots of her plan document, and a photo of Sarah from her bakery's Facebook page. Her face went pale. "You lied," I said quietly. "Sarah isn't your sister. She doesn't even have a sister." Elysia, or whoever she was, said nothing. "So here's what's going to happen," I continued. "You're going to tell me who you really are, why you're doing this, and then you're going to leave. If you refuse, I call the police. Stalking, identity fraud, harassment, your choice." She stared at me. Then, slowly, she smiled. Not the warm smile from before, something colder, darker. "You really want to know?" "Yes," she leaned back. "My name is Lily Chen. I'm a private investigator. Someone hired me to ruin you." My heart stopped. "Who?" "Clara." I sat there, silent. The air felt thick. "Clara hired you?" Lily nodded. 6 months ago. She suspected you were cheating, wanted proof. When I couldn't find any, she asked me to create a situation, make you the bad guy. By seducing me? By making it look like you were seducible. Photos, dadin, situations she could use in court. She wanted a clean divorce with your business. I felt numb. "But then I found something," Lily continued. "Your history with Sarah. Young, dumb, but real harm. I thought maybe Clara was right about you. So you made up the sister story. I wanted you to feel guilty, to see if you'd changed, if you'd own what you did back then." She paused. "And you did. You apologized. You tried to understand." That's when I realized Clara was wrong. Wrong? You're not the monster she painted. You're just human, flawed, but trying. I rubbed my face, felt exhausted. "Why are you telling me this?" "Because I'm done. Clara doesn't get to weaponize me, and you deserve to know the truth." She stood, pulled an envelope from her bag, set it on the table. "That's everything. All the footage, all the evidence. It's yours. Do what you want with it." Then she walked out. No goodbye, no apology, just gone. I sat in that conference room for an hour, maybe more. Clara, my girlfriend of 4 years. She'd orchestrated all of this. I called her that evening, told her I knew. She didn't deny it. "You've been distant, Alaron, cold. I needed to know." "So you hired someone to destroy me?" "To protect myself," she shot back. "Your business is worth millions now. I helped you build that. I deserve half." "We're not even married." "Common law. I have lawyers too." We hung up. I never spoke to her again. I handed everything to my lawyer. The recordings, the evidence of her plan, her attempted fraud. She dropped her claim, quietly, took what was hers, some furniture, a car, and left. I kept the business, the apartment, my dignity. But I lost something too. Trust, the ability to let people in easily. I became more guarded, more careful. I thought about Lily sometimes, wondered if she ever found Sarah's story true somewhere else, if she was still out there creating chaos in someone else's life. I thought about Sarah too, sent her a real apology, a long one. She responded kindly, said she appreciated it, wished me well. And I thought about myself, who I'd been, who I'd become. Betrayal broke me, but it also showed me the cracks I'd been ignoring. 3 months later, I hired a new assistant. Older, experienced, no games, just work. I started therapy, faced the guilt I'd buried for years, and slowly, I rebuilt. Not the business. That was fine. But me, the parts of me I'd neglected. And that's when I realized this story wasn't about them anymore. A year passed, the business grew. I hired 3 more people, real people, good people. I dated again, slowly, carefully. Let someone in, not all the way, not yet, but enough. One random Tuesday, I got an email, no subject line. From a generic address. I almost deleted it, but something made me open it. Aaron, this is Lily. I wanted to reach out. I'm sorry for my role in what happened. I've left that line of work. I'm a counselor now, helping people with trust issues. Ironic, I know. I just wanted you to know that watching you forgive yourself taught me something. We're all just trying to survive our own damage. I hope you're doing well. L. I read it 3 times. Then I closed the laptop. I didn't respond. Didn't need to. Some chapters close without words. I looked out the window of my office. Seattle rain tapped against the glass. Gray, steady, honest. I thought about Elysia, Lily, Clara, Sarah, all the women tangled in this strange, painful web. And I thought about trust. How fragile it is, how easily we weaponize it, how desperately we need it. I didn't have all the answers. I probably never would. But I knew this. Betrayal broke me, but it also rebuilt me. I was more careful now, more aware, but not closed off, not bitter. I learned the difference between caution and fear, between protecting yourself and punishing the world. And maybe that was the real revenge. Not destroying them, but refusing to let them destroy me. I opened my laptop again, started typing. Not an email, not a message, just a note. To myself. You survived, you learned. You're still here, that's enough. I saved it. Titled it Reminder. Then I went back to work. Because life doesn't stop for our pain. It just keeps moving. And we have to decide, do we move with it or do we stay stuck in the betrayal? I chose to move, not because I was strong, but because staying still hurt more. Sometimes revenge isn't payback, it's peace, and I finally found mine. Betrayal is strange. It can come from anyone. Even the people you think you know. I learned that love, trust, and business can all break you if you let them. But they can also teach you who you really are. If you've ever trusted someone who hurt you, I hope this story reminds you of something important. You're not broken. You're just learning. And that's okay. If this story hit you, leave a comment. Tell me your experience, or just tell me you were here. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you want more real stories like this. Stories about survival, about revenge, about becoming better than the pain. Because that's what we do here. We don't just share stories. We remind each other that we're not alone in the mess. Thanks for being here. I'll see you in the next one. Stay strong.